Hello everyone, welcome to the ServiceNow Mastery series. We have discussed all of the major ITSM application modules such as incident management, change management, problem management, knowledge management, and now it's a time to look upon SLA or SLM. What is service level management? Because service level management is equally important part of ITSM application. It's a equal weightage and it's a very important module in ITSM. So let's dive into it. What is SLA? So SLA, we all heard about it, right? SLA in our project timing or in our in dealing with the customers. So we have heard about SLA. Even in most of the projects, there is the pressure on employees not to avoid SLA. SLA avoid or SLA breach is a major issue which service provider won't allow to access it, right? So what is SLA? Service level agreement. SLA is that which provide the customers with the expectation of service within specific timelines and also enable them to monitor instances when expected service levels are not being met. It's a little bit sound confusing, but let me just clarify it in a simple way. So what is SLA? SLA is a contract between the service provider and the customer, right? So I'll give you example so that it will be very much helpful for you to understand. Service provider means the company for which you are working in, right? And the customer is like the project or the stakeholders in the project in which you are working. For example, if you are working in the pharmaceutical project, if you are working in the banking project, so they are the customers, right? And service provider means if you are working in the MNC, so you are providing services to the client, to the customers. So the agreement between your company and the customer is the service level agreement. It defines the level of service expected, what all the services we will provide to our customers. It's defined in SLA, including the response and the resolution time, which is very much important. We will look into it in coming time. It ensures the accountability and service quality. For example, let me just explain you by giving an example of SLA. For example, the incident P1 must be resolved within 4 hours. So if you are working in your project on ServiceNow and you are handling incidents, so you also come across SLA. So basically, if any of the P1 incident, P2 incident, P3 or P4 or P5, what all the incidents have come into your queue, you have to solve it within that particular time period, right? For example, like incident P1 must be solved within 4 hours, and if not, you can't solve it within 4 hours, or you can't able to downgrade that incident priority. So the SLA got breached, and the service provider, your company, would have to pay a heavy cost to customer, right? So that the service provider doesn't want. So you always have to be sure that your SLA don't get breached. Next is, what is SLM? SLM is a service level management. It is the process of defining, monitoring, and reporting SLAs, right? So, service level agreement, it's a full management in which we will monitor, we will report SLA, we will define the SLA. It helps ensure services meet agreed upon targets. In ServiceNow, SLM, what does it do? It track the SLAs via the task underscore SLA table. You can track all the SLAs in the task underscore SLA table. I'll just show you into the personal developer instance task SLA. Yes, so you can go through the task underscore SLA underscore list and you can see all of the incidents in which the SLA comes. You can have a report of all the, you can track all the SLAs in the task underscore SLA underscore list table, right? Next is there are three types of SLAs. That is operational SLA, technical SLA, and customer SLA. Operational SLA is that which defines the performance and uptime commitments. Technical SLA is the backend system response time. Customer SLA is customer facing metrics, response and resolution. Right? Next is what is OLA? Operational level agreement. So operational level agreement is an internal agreement within departments or teams. Suppose, for example, you have a customer. Suppose, suppose a bench is your customer. So the service provider is HCL. So the employees are working in HCL. According to them, the customers are the employees which is working on in bench, right? So what is overlay? So SLA is between bench and service provider HCL. So the agreement between bench and HCL is known as SLA, and OLA is the operational level agreement. It's an internal agreement within departments or team. So in HCL, in HCL, the bench project is there, and internet project, many of the applications are there. So in all of the applications, so many employees of work. So between those applications, the agreement is there, which is known as operational level agreement, right? For example, infra team must resolve DB2 issues in 2 hours to support SLA. If any of the in your application, if any of the issue comes related to the other team issue, right? So they have to resolve it within 2 hours to support the SLA. This is known as a operational level agreement. Next is underpinning contract. So what is underpinning contract? A contract between service provider and the external vendor, right? Supports SLA delivery by ensuring third party performance. Let me just give you a very clear example of the underpinning contract. So sometimes what happens that in your company, for example, we suppose it HCL. In HCL, there is the customer. Okay, the bench customer is there, and they are handling most of their applications. Bench applications is handled by HCL, right? But some of the applications are HCL also tell another company, third vendor company to handle it, right? So the agreement between HCL and that third party vendor agreement is known as an underpinning contract, right? I hope this is very much clear to you. Next is the SLA life cycle and service now. So the SLA life cycle includes SLA definition, which is like creation of the SLA. It includes three types, that is response, resolution, and retroactive. We will see in upcoming time. Next is SLA conditions. Conditions is basically start, stop, pause, and reset. Next is SLA attached to the task incidents, how the SLA get attached to it or not. SLA time starts, SLA breaches or completes, SLA update, task underscore SLA table, right? And the SLA state model is new when the SLA is created. In progress means SLA is running. Pause means on hold, waiting for the any of the information. Completed means SLA goal is met, so it is completed. Cancelled means SLA invalidated. We have cancelled the SLA. Breached means SLA not met in time, so SLA get breached. Okay, so we will come to our personal developer instance and I'll show you the SLA. We will see SLA in our next video. Till then, stay tuned, hit the like button, subscribe the channel. We will meet again in our next video in which we will see how to configure the SLA according to the customer needs. Till then, bye bye. Thank you.